3 dividend ETFs, millions of dollars of investor money split between them, and almost nobody can tell you exactly which one is right for them or why. SCHD, VYM, DGRO, they all pay dividends, they all hold quality companies, they all charge less than 0.1% in fees. But they are not the same fund. They are not built for the same investor, and putting your money in the wrong one for your specific situation costs you in a way that is invisible until it is too late to fix. Today I ran every verified 2026 number on all three, not to declare a winner, because there is not one winner. There is a right answer, and it depends entirely on who you are. 3 things: the exact data on each ETF, yield, dividend growth, total return, drawdown, fee, and holdings, everything that actually matters side by side, the honest strengths and weaknesses of each one, including the things the marketing material does not say, and the specific investor profile for each, so by the end of this video you know precisely which one belongs in your account and why. Here are the verified 2026 numbers, all 3 compared on every metric that matters. SCHD, Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF, current yield 3.39%, 10-year annualized dividend growth 10.61%, 10-year total return approximately 12.37% annualized, maximum drawdown since inception negative 33.37%, holdings 100 stocks, expense ratio 0.06%, top sectors energy at 21%, consumer defensive at 17%, healthcare at 16%, tech exposure just 9%. VYM, Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF, current yield 2.35%, 5-year annualized dividend growth 3.79%, maximum drawdown approximately negative 15.85% over 5 years, holdings over 550 stocks, expense ratio 0.04%. Top sectors, financials, healthcare, consumer staples, tech exposure, moderate. DGRO, iShares Core Dividend Growth ETF, current yield 2.04%, 5-year annualized dividend growth 7.11%, 10-year annualized total return 13.01%, the highest of the 3. Maximum drawdown, middle of the group, holdings approximately 400 stocks, expense ratio 0.08%, top sectors, financials at 21%, healthcare at 18%, tech exposure significant. SCHD's strength is the combination that no other major dividend ETF replicates: high current yield and high dividend growth simultaneously. At 3.39% yield today, growing at 10.61% per year, your yield on cost reaches approximately 9% in 10 years. The quality screen is the most rigorous of the 3. 10 consecutive years of dividend payments, strong cash flow to debt ratio, high return on equity. SCHD also holds 0 tech giants. No Apple, no Microsoft, no Nvidia. That sounds like a weakness in a tech bull market, and it is. In 2023 and 2024, SCHD significantly underperformed as AI and mega-cap tech dominated. That underperformance lasted 3 years. But in 2022, when the S&P 500 fell 18%, SCHD fell 3.23%. And in 2026 year-to-date, SCHD is up 12%, leading all 3 ETFs. The weakness is concentration. 100 stocks. Top 10 holdings represent over 40% of the fund. One major holding collapsing has an outsized impact. VYM's name says high dividend yield. The data says something different. At 2.35%, VYM's yield is the middle of the 3, lower than SCHD and barely higher than DGRO. More important, the dividend growth rate of 3.79% annually over 5 years is the slowest of the group. The 3-year growth rate has slowed further to just 2.49%. That means on a $100,000 investment today, VYM generates $2,350 per year in income. In 10 years at 3.79% annual growth, that income grows to $386 per year. Compare that to SCHD, which generates $3,390 today and grows toward $9,000 in the same period. The yield gap compounds dramatically over time. VYM's genuine strength is diversification and cost. Over 550 holdings, expense ratio of 0.04%, the lowest of the three. Broad exposure across financials, healthcare, consumer staples, and energy. A single stock implosion barely registers. If you want the maximum number of dividend-paying companies at the absolute lowest fee, VYM is your ETF. If you want your income to grow meaningfully, it probably is not. Before DGRO, the number that makes this comparison real. On a $200,000 portfolio invested equally across all three, Year 1 income, SCHD, $6,780, VYM, $4,700, DGRO, $4,080, total $15,560. Now fast forward 10 years at each ETF's verified dividend growth rate. SCHD income in year 10, $18,500. VYM income in year 10, $6,800. DGRO income in year 10, $8,100. The gap between SCHD and VYM after 10 years is $11,700 per year in income from the same initial investment. Not because SCHD performed miraculously, because dividend growth compounds in a way that current yield alone never captures. The investor who chose VYM for its high-yield name ends up with the lowest income in 10 years. The investor who chose SCHD for its yield plus growth ends up with nearly 3 times the annual income. This is why dividend growth rate matters more than current yield over any meaningful time horizon. DGRO does something neither SCHD nor VYM does. It consistently delivers the highest long-term total return of the three. At 13.01% annualized over 10 years, DGRO beats SCHD's 12.37% and VYM's total return handily. The reason is its tech exposure. DGRO holds meaningful positions in technology and healthcare, sectors that have driven significant capital appreciation over the past decade. That same tech exposure is its weakness. In a tech correction, DGRO falls harder than SCHD. Its current yield of 2.04% is the lowest of the three, making it a poor choice if current income is the priority. The dividend growth rate of 7.11% over 5 years is respectable, better than VYM but below SCHD's long-term average. DGRO screens for at least 5 years of consecutive dividend growth and a sustainable payout ratio, a more lenient screen than SCHD's 10-year requirement. If you are in your 30s or early 40s focused entirely on maximum long-term wealth accumulation and you do not need meaningful income for at least 15 years, DGRO makes a legitimate case. It grows more, it just pays less today. 3 investor profiles, 3 different correct answers. Profile 1. You are 45 to 65. You need income now or within the next 5 years. You want dividends that grow faster than inflation. You want downside protection when markets fall. SCHD, the 3.39% yield, the 10.61% dividend growth rate, the quality screen, and the 2022 downside protection all point in one direction. Profile 2. You are any age. You want the simplest possible dividend portfolio. You want maximum diversification with minimum single stock risk. You do not need your income to grow aggressively. You want to pay the absolute lowest fee. VYM, 550 plus holdings, 0.04% expense ratio. Set it and forget it. Profile 3. You are in your 30s or early 40s. You are in pure accumulation mode. You do not need dividend income for 15 or more years. You want maximum total return and you are comfortable with more tech exposure. DGRO, the 13.01% annualized 10-year return and the growing dividend give you both growth and an income foundation that compounds quietly until you need it. The most dangerous thing you can do is pick the wrong profile. Someone in retirement choosing DGRO for its total return gets 2.04% income, not enough to live on. Someone in their 30s choosing VYM for its name gets dividend growth so slow that inflation erodes it before they retire. Yes, and the combination makes sense under specific conditions. SCHD plus DGRO works well. SCHD provides current income and downside protection. DGRO provides higher total return and tech growth. Their correlation is below 0.8, meaning they genuinely diversify each other. A 60-40 SCHD to DGRO split gives you a blended yield of approximately 2.6%, growing at approximately 9% annually. More income than DGRO alone and more growth than SCHD alone. What does not work well? Owning all three. SCHD and VYM overlap significantly in financials, consumer staples, and healthcare. Adding VYM to an SCHD position gives you more of the same sectors at a lower dividend growth rate. The diversification is largely illusory. If you own SCHD, the only ETF that genuinely complements it is DGRO for growth or VOO for broad market exposure. VYM adds holdings without adding meaningful diversification benefit. SCHD, VYM, DGRO, three excellent ETFs, three different tools, three different jobs. The investor who wins is not the one who picked the ETF with the best number in 2026. It is the one who matched the right tool to their specific situation, their timeline, their income need, their risk tolerance, and held it without flinching through every year the market tested them. You now have every verified number. You know every strength. You know every weakness. The decision is yours. Drop MY Pick in the comments. Tell me which one you own or which one this video convinced you to start. SCHD, VYM, DGRO, or a combination. I read every single one and I am always genuinely curious where this community lands. And if this video gave you the clarity you needed, hit like. Next week, how to build the complete dividend income stack at every age. The exact account, the exact ETF, and the exact amount from 25 to 65. Subscribe so you do not miss it.